So, when you think about animal combat, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Probably something pretty brutal, right? Claws, teeth, a fight to the death. But what if I told you that the most vicious fights are the ones that never even happen?
Yeah, we've all heard that phrase. It paints this picture of a constant, bloody struggle for survival, a world driven by nothing but raw instinct and violence. But what if that whole idea is, well, fundamentally wrong?
That's the big question we're going to tackle today. See, there's this hidden system of rules and communication that's secretly running the show. We're going to uncover a surprising level of logic and order, right where you'd expect to find only chaos.
Okay, so let's start with a really stark reality of the wild. For most animals out there, getting seriously injured is a death sentence. Think about it. A wounded predator can't hunt. An injured prey animal can't escape. And that one simple fact changes absolutely everything about how they approach conflict.
Because the stakes are that high, literally life or death, animals are incredibly rational. This isn't about blind rage. It's more like a cold, hard cost-benefit analysis. They're constantly weighing the potential reward against the ultimate risk.
And this first phase is what scientists call opponent assessment. It's the super fast instinctual calculation that every animal has to make. Is this prize, whether it's food or territory or a mate, is it really worth dying for? And they have to answer that question in a split second.
Now, to make a smart calculation like that, you need good information, right? You need data. And animals have some fascinating ways of getting it. For example, let's take the iconic roar of a lion. It's so much more than just a scary sound.
To you and me, a lion's roar just sounds like pure aggression. But to another lion, it's like a detailed spec sheet. The deepness of the roar, its volume, it's all broadcasting data about the lion's lung size, its physical strength, its overall health. It's basically a sonic resume.
So if a rival lion hears that roar, and the data says, hey, this guy is way bigger and stronger than me, why would it ever pick a fight? It would be suicide. So it makes the rational decision, retreat, and live to fight another day. And just like that, the conflict is resolved without a single scratch.
But okay, what if the opponents are a bit more evenly matched? That's when we get to phase 2. You can think of it as a kind of theater of power. It's all about these ritualized displays to intimidate and warn, still trying to avoid a real all-out war.
Now, these spectacular displays usually fall into two main categories. You've got visual amplification, which is basically an animal trying to make itself look bigger and more threatening. And then you have weapon displays, where it shows off its, natural armaments.
I mean, we've all seen this with a common house cat, right? When it gets threatened, poof, it arches its back, its fur stands on end. It's a classic bluff, a visual trick designed to intimidate a potential foe. A cobra uses the exact same principle, just with a far more dramatic effect. By flaring its hood, it transforms its entire body into this really imposing figure, forcing its opponent to stop and recalculate the odds.
And then you have those weapon displays. A gorilla's chest beating isn't just noise. It's what's known as an honest signal, because you can't fake it. The sound that's produced is directly related to its size and its strength. It's a truthful demonstration of what it's capable of. All of these displays, from fluffed-up fur to flared hoods to chest beating, they're all sending the same clear message. It's, look at what I'm capable of. Are you really sure you want to test me? It's a high-stakes negotiation before things get physical.
But what happens when a fight does break out and one animal is clearly defeated? Well, this brings us to maybe the most crucial aspect of animal conflict, the art of surrender.
You could almost call it a language of apology. It's a very precise form of communication, and it's all about immediate de-escalation. It's a universal signal that both the winner and the loser understand perfectly.
So let's look at the classic example, wolves. When a wolf knows it's lost a fight, it'll often roll over and expose its throat, its most vulnerable spot. And this gesture of total submission, it's like flicking a switch. The victor, who was in full-on attack mode a second before, just stops. Its aggression is immediately turned off.
And this instinct to spare an opponent that has surrendered is absolutely vital for the survival of the species. It stops the dominant animals from just eliminating all their rivals, which, would be catastrophic for the gene pool.
Now let's look at one final example that just brings all of these concepts together so beautifully, the mountain ibex.
From a distance, it looks like a brutal, head-on battle to the death. But it's not. What these ibexes are actually doing is conducting a really precise scientific test. They're using their horns to measure, in real time, who has more weight and more pushing power.
The moment one ibex senses that it's being overpowered, the contest is over. It has the data it needs, it understands it can't win, and the fight simply ends. And the outcome is really a win for the whole species. The loser gets to retreat completely unharmed, and the winner claims the prize. Both animals get to survive and reproduce, which ensures the strength of the next generation. It's a remarkably efficient system.
So when you look past that old myth of red in tooth and claw, you find this really elegant system. Animal conflict is a complex process of assessment and communication, and it's all designed not to cause death, but to preserve life.
And this leaves us with a really compelling question, doesn't it? If animals have evolved such sophisticated rules for managing their conflicts, what can we as humans learn from them? What can their language of de-escalation teach us about our own conflicts?